Welcome to this video, where we explore the top 2 most valuable Monticello 5-cent Jefferson nickel coins. Small coins that carry incredibly high value thanks to rarity, minting errors, and historical significance. Even though Jefferson nickels are common pocket change today, a few special dates stand far above the rest. Let's get started. First up, the 1974 Monticello 5-cent Jefferson nickel without a mint mark, found in a striking black-toned condition. Today's video will guide you through the coin's background, appearance, historical context, errors, collectability, and the unique charm that a darkened circulated nickel can bring to the world of numismatics. This coin immediately captures attention because of its deep black coloration, a look that differs from the standard silvery tone we associate with nickels. Whether caused by years of circulation, environmental exposure, chemical reactions, or simple oxidation, this unusual color gives the coin a mysterious, aged character that instantly draws in collectors and curious viewers alike. In this video, we're going to explore what makes the 1974 nickel without a mint mark interesting. At first glance, it may seem like just another common coin, but every circulated piece carries its own story, and every unusual condition, like a black surface, adds an extra layer of fascination. As we begin, it's important to note that the absence of a mint mark tells us exactly where this coin was produced. In 1974, nickels without a mint mark were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the oldest minting facility in the United States and the most historically significant in American coinage production. The obverse of the coin features the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson, designed by Felix Schlag. Even when darkened by age and exposure, Jefferson's bust stands out prominently, though softened edges and muted details often reflect the long journey this coin has taken in circulation. When viewing a black-toned nickel in hand, one may notice that the darker color tends to blur the finer details around Jefferson's hair, cheekbone, and jawline. This is especially evident when a coin has circulated for decades, but the darkness also lends a unique aesthetic that many collectors appreciate for its dramatic appearance. Flip the coin over, and you're greeted by the iconic Monticello building. Although the dark toning may obscure the crisp architectural lines, the recognizable shape still shines through. The stairs, pillars, and rooftop may appear muted, but the structure remains the symbol of Jefferson's legacy. The black coloration on circulated coins is often due to oxidation of the nickel and copper metals in the alloy. Environmental conditions, humidity, soil minerals, or even long-term storage in non-archival materials can cause discoloration. This natural aging process is completely normal and, in many cases, adds to a coin's character. Collectors sometimes prefer coins with unusual colors, including those that have turned black, blue, or rainbow-toned. While not always valuable in a traditional sense, they remain visually striking and appealing to those who enjoy the artistic side of coin collecting. In 1974, millions of Jefferson nickels were produced, making it a common date overall. However, the condition, toning, and survival of visually unique coins help set certain examples apart from the rest. A black-toned nickel becomes a conversation piece simply because it doesn't look like the millions produced alongside it. For numismatists, the black color may raise questions about the coin's past. Did it lie buried underground? Was it exposed to harsh elements? Did it spend years stored in a container that caused chemical reactions with the metal? Each possibility paints a different story. The 1974 nickel also comes from an era when the design was unchanged for decades, preceding the modern redesigns of the 2000s. This makes the coin a glimpse into the earlier American minting traditions that remained consistent from 1938 through 2003. When examining a circulated black coin, the condition is often graded lower due to wear. Flattened steps on Monticello, softening of Jefferson's hair detail, and rim wear are common. Still, even coins in lower condition can be appreciated for their uniqueness and visual charm. Collectors often seek coins that stand out, and a black-toned nickel certainly does that. While it may not be valuable in traditional grading standards, it holds artistic and emotional value for those who enjoy unusual transformations caused by time. Environmental toning like this can also provide educational insight. It shows how different metals react to their surroundings, offering a real-world lesson in chemistry and material science right in the palm of your hand. For new collectors, pieces like this are excellent starting points. They encourage observation, attention to detail, and curiosity, 3 essential traits in the world of numismatics. A simple nickel becomes a doorway to learning about minting, history, and metal composition. The 1974 nickel also serves as a great example of how everyday coins can tell stories. While most people spend nickels without a second thought, collectors know that each one has a history shaped by time and environment. In the world of errors and varieties, the 1974 nickel occasionally appears with minor die cracks, filled dies, and other small minting imperfections. Though the black coloration doesn't indicate an error, it can make certain features more difficult or more interesting to spot. Studying toning can also help collectors identify artificial versus natural coloration. Natural toning tends to be uneven, organic, and subtle, while artificial darkening often appears uniform or chemical-like. A genuine black-toned, circulated nickel typically shows natural wear under the coloration. The deeper the color, the more intriguing the coin often appears under different lighting conditions. Collectors sometimes enjoy photographing such coins because the contrast between highlights and shadows creates eye-catching visuals. Historically, 1974 was a year of economic shifts in the United States. Rising metal prices and inflation influenced discussions about coin compositions, though the nickel remained unchanged. The 1974 Jefferson nickel therefore stands as a symbol of stability during economic fluctuation. While the value of a circulated black-toned 1974 nickel is usually modest, its interest comes from the individuality of each piece. No two-toned coins are alike, making each one a unique collectible in its own right. These coins also represent a bridge between everyday pocket change and serious numismatics. A beginner might find one in circulation and become inspired to learn more, eventually building a collection that spans decades and generations. Collectors often note that toning adds personality to a coin, and a black nickel is no exception. Its appearance evokes a sense of age, mystery, and endurance, as though it has weathered the passage of time with a distinctive signature. A black-toned nickel may also spark conversation when shared in a collection or shown in a video. Its unusual coloration often leads viewers to ask questions, learn new things, and explore the stories behind their own coins. Some enthusiasts purposely collect toning patterns, building sets of uniquely colored coins. A dark 1974 nickel would fit beautifully into such a collection, offering contrast and depth among other naturally aged, the ones that stand out not because they are perfect, but because they are unique. Next up, the Monticello 5-cent Jefferson nickel from the year 2000, struck with the D mint mark and found today in a well-circulated condition. In this video, we will take a comprehensive look at its design, background, features, history, and the unique charm that a circulated nickel carries after years of use. This particular coin, minted at the Denver Mint, represents the final era of the classic Jefferson nickel design before the major redesigns that began in 2004. Holding a circulated example from 2000 gives us a reminder of a transitional moment in U.S. coinage history. The circulated condition of this nickel tells a story of its journey through everyday commerce. The wear on its surfaces, the softening of details, and the natural color changes give this coin character that cannot be reproduced in uncirculated examples. On the obverse, the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson, designed by Felix Schlag, still stands strong. Even in circulated condition, Jefferson's profile retains its recognizable dignity, though softened edges and faded texture speak of years spent in pockets, registers, and wallets. The D mint mark positioned to the right of the Monticello building on the reverse confirms that this coin was produced at the Denver Mint. Denver-struck nickels are known for their high mintages and consistent design quality, yet circulated examples show the full effects of time and handling. Turning the coin in your hand, you might notice the natural dulling of its metallic shine. Nickels are made of a copper-nickel alloy that wears down slowly, and by 2000, these coins were already workhorses of the American monetary system, meaning heavy circulation was almost guaranteed. The circulated color often ranges from a soft gray to a more muted silver, sometimes with darker areas caused by oils, dirt, or friction. This patina gives the coin a look of age and authenticity, making it feel like a genuine piece of everyday history. If you take a close look at Jefferson's hairline, you may notice smoothing where crisp detail once existed. This type of wear is typical for nickels, especially those that have been heavily used, and it adds a nostalgic quality to the piece. Similarly, the rim of the coin may show signs of flattening or small nicks. These marks, while signs of wear, are also reminders of the countless exchanges and moments this coin has passed through over the years. On the reverse, the Monticello building remains the star of the design. Although the steps and rooflines may appear more faint, the overall architecture is unmistakable. The structure continues to symbolize Jefferson's vision, legacy, and connection to American history. Circulated coins offer opportunities for collectors to identify subtle die varieties or minor errors that may not be obvious on fresh, uncirculated pieces. Scratches, contact marks, and small anomalies sometimes reveal how coins interact with their environment. The year 2000 also holds significance because it closed out a century of traditional coin designs. While the nickel design itself continued for a few more years, the era of pre-westward journey nickels was nearing its end, making examples from this period especially interesting for study. Beyond design and history, circulated nickels like this one help newer collectors learn how to evaluate grading, wear patterns, and natural aging. They make excellent teaching tools because the signs of use are clearly visible. The wear on this coin's surface demonstrates how circulation affects different areas at different speeds. High points such as Jefferson's cheekbone and Monticello's steps typically show the earliest and most noticeable fading. The circulated condition also brings out a matte-like texture on many examples. Over time, the once smooth surfaces develop a soft graininess caused by friction with other coins and surfaces. Coins like this also encourage appreciation for the durability of U.S. coinage. Despite decades of use, the main design elements remain visible, highlighting the strength and longevity of the copper-nickel alloy. Although the monetary value of a circulated 2000D nickel is usually low, the numismatic value lies in the story it tells. For some collectors, a circulated coin feels more authentic because it has lived a life rather than sitting untouched in storage. Holding this coin can spark curiosity about where it has been. Perhaps it was used in vending machines, passed through countless hands, traveled across states, or even visited multiple cities before finding its way into a collection. The Denver Mint produced a large number of nickels in 2000, which means circulated examples are common. Yet each one is unique because of the pattern of wear, natural discoloration, and tiny marks collected over time. Examining the fields, the flat areas of the coin, can reveal the coin's journey. Light scratches, dull patches, and small contact lines create a textured appearance that adds personality and depth. Over time, circulated nickels develop a subtle charm that collectors often appreciate. They may not be mirror-like or perfect, but they hold a realism and authenticity that mint-state pieces lack. The edges of the coin may show more wear than the center, reflecting how coins rub against one another during circulation. This offers insight into how physical pressures influence different areas of a coin differently. When studying the reverse, the lettering around Monticello may appear worn but remains legible. Phrases like E pluribus unum, United States of America, and 5 cents still ground the coin firmly in its patriotic symbolism. Collectors often enjoy comparing circulated coins from different years. A 2000D nickel can be set beside earlier or later examples to study changes in wear patterns, minting sharpness, and design evolution across time. The circulated state of this nickel also makes it an accessible entry point for beginners. Unlike rare or expensive coins, circulated nickels allow new collectors to practice evaluation skills without risk. Beyond numismatics, coins like this tell stories about everyday life in America around the year 2000. They remind us of the economic, cultural, and technological shifts happening at the turn of the millennium. The Denver Mint mark gives the coin identity. Even in worn condition, that small D adds context, grounding the nickel in its origins and connecting it to a rich history of U.S. coin production. When examining circulated nickels under magnification, details such as die wear, faint lines, and texture differences become clearer. These subtle characteristics help deepen understanding of how minting and circulation shape a coin. The 2000D Jefferson nickel represents both continuity and change, a coin rooted in a classic design but minted during a time of technological and cultural transition. Collectors today appreciate these circulated pieces for their accessibility, affordability, and educational value. They offer a hands-on connection to history, making the hobby more tangible and meaningful. This nickel may not shine like its uncirculated counterparts, but its worn surfaces reveal its long journey through everyday life. Every scratch and faded detail contributes to a story that only a circulated coin can tell. As we reach the end of our exploration, the 2000D Monticello Jefferson nickel stands out as an example of durability, history, and the beauty of a well-traveled coin. Its circulated condition enhances its charm and reminds us that numismatics is not only about rarity and perfection, it's collecting adventures.